Hello, this is Alfred with Crest LLC. I am an Xactimate certified trainer, so you know you're getting trained properly and correctly with Crest LLC. In this video, we're going to talk about good sketch habits or good habits when sketching roofs. People develop, I don't want to call them bad habits, but basically habits that aren't ideal. And I'm going to show you some habits that I try to get my students to develop or to start using. And they're not always easy. You're going to see that they're very, very simple and they really help out. But to be honest with you, sometimes they don't stick until you do them quite a few times or see the value in them. Honestly, I talk about this in my class, and even though I may say it 100 times, some people still don't do it. And they end up doing exactly what I told them is going to happen. But anyway, we'll talk about some of these habits here real quick, and we'll get it going. So let's go to full screen. And if you don't remember the shortcut, it's Shift-Enter. And now we're in full screen. So the first habit I try to drill into my students' heads is always click on the roof name to get the roof handles, for at least a couple of reasons. The first one is people have a tendency of working small. What I mean by that is they'll have their roof tiny like this, and what they'll do is they'll click on what they think is the edge, and they'll do that. And then they'll pull the handle, and they think, oh, nothing happened. Well, something did happen. You just got rid of the overhang. Because if you click near the edge, but you don't quite click on the edge, you're clicking on the overhang. But if you click on the roof name, you will always get the roof handles. Again, people will do this, and they think that's the roof handle, and it is not. Click on the roof name, you'll always get the roof handles. Here's another reason why it's good to click on the roof name. Let's say that you've got this roof here, which is one of the exercises from the Level 2 workbook. You'll notice here that this last roof that we drew, which is this roof number 3 here, you would think that if you clicked right here, you would get the handles for roof number 3. Well, you won't. If you click right there, you're going to get the handles for roof number 2. Why? Because this is a continuous slope here. So, for example, I'm going to click right here and watch what happens. Those are the handles for roof number 2. But if I click on the roof name, those are the handles for roof number 3. Again, if I click here, you'll notice right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the handles for roof number 2. But if I click on roof number 3, now I get the handles 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, if you click on the roof name, you will always get the correct handles. Right there, there's the handles for roof number 1. Right here, there's the handles for roof number 2. Right there, there's the handles for roof number 3. And going back to the first reason, I just thought of something. If I take a look at someone's drawing and I don't see these dotted lines all around there, I know that at some point they grabbed the wrong handle and pulled the overhang and got rid of it. So if you see, for example, that dotted line missing, that's because they did that and they got rid of the overhang. So that's the easy way to tell. If you don't see that dotted line, that means you grabbed the wrong handle. Another good habit to get into is if you're still measuring your own roofs, and I realize the fine art of drawing roofs is disappearing thanks to Eagle View, but if you are still drawing your own roofs, you're getting up on the roof and you're measuring, when you get back down and you start drawing the roof, if you know what the slope or the pitch is, lock it. And I'll show you why. Now, if you look at this roof here, you'll notice I've got two dimensions here. One is my rafter dimension, which is the one going uphill, and you can see the little incline symbol there, and the other is the run, which is the straight across distance. Now, I can only change one of those dimensions at a time, right? I can't change them both at the same time unless I lock the slope. And let me tell you what happens if you don't lock the slope. I'm going to put a room here just because it's easier to illustrate what I'm talking about here. And I'm going to take this thing and make it like that. And let's say this is your roof. So this is your incline, your rafter dimension. This is your run right here. So let's say that this would be the 7, this would be the 7.4. Well, if I take that 7.4 and I change it to, let's say, 12, but I don't change the 7, what is the only way that I can make this bigger without making this bigger? The only way I can do that is to do this. And what did I just do? I just changed the slope. But if I lock the slope, then when I change that 7.4 dimension, what I do is essentially this. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to take two roofs. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put another one here. Same thing. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go over and I'm going to lock that slope. So this one, the slope is locked. This one, the slope is not locked. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change that 6.4 to 12 and watch what happens. See what it did? It changed both dimensions. Now this one that doesn't have the slope locked, if I come over here and I put in 12, watch what happened. Notice it changed that dimension, but this, not this one. And watch, look at what happened to my slope. If I go into 3D, look at that. So this one we had the slope locked or the pitch locked. So it changed both dimensions. This one we did not. So if you don't lock your dimension and you put in some field measurements in there, you may accidentally change the slope without knowing it, and you end up with a church steeple instead of a flat roof or a low-pitched roof. The next good habit you want to develop is you always want to tell a roof which side to adjust. I'll give you an example. Let's say that we're doing a roof that is 32 by 50. All right, so I want to put a roof down here. And I want to say, let's make this 50. And now I want to make it 32 foot deep. Now I could come over here and type in 32 feet right there. But I haven't told the roof whether to adjust up or down. So what does it do? Well, 32 minus 12 is 20. So what it's going to do is it's going to go up 10 feet and down 10 feet. Here, I'm going to do it what I consider the wrong way just to show you. I'm going to come over here. And because notice the dimension is blue. Normally, when you're doing interiors, you don't get blue until you move a wall. Here, you get a blue dimension. So if I click on that blue dimension and I type in 32, watch what it does. It's going to go up 10 feet and down 10 feet. And notice that it locked that dimension. So now if I try to adjust that, it's not going to let me. Notice it says the roof span cannot be modified until at least one of the properties is unlocked. Now, it's not the end of the world. You could click on it, unlock it, and then you can go ahead and manipulate it, and it's not disastrous here because here it's just one roof. But here's where it can be disastrous. Let's say that you want to create an overbuild right here. So I'm going to break this thing right at 15 feet, and I'm going to create an overbuild. And let's say that I goofed up. I really meant to make it 20 feet, and I made it 15. You see the 15 right here? Now, it's blue, right? I can type in 20 feet there. But what's going to happen is, since it doesn't know whether to adjust the left or the right, it's going to go to the left 2.5 feet, and it's going to go to the right 2.5 feet. And you're going to lose this straight line here that you don't want to lose. Watch what happens. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to type in 20 here, and watch what happens. See, I didn't tell it which way to go, so it went 2.5 feet to the left and 2.5 feet to the right. So the correct way to do that is, instead of typing 20 feet right here, what you do is you click on the roof name to get the handles. And now here's your 4 handles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I wanted to adjust on the right side, I'm going to grab the right handle, which is this one right here. And I'm going to pull it a little bit, and I'm going to type in the 20 feet up here. And now notice, since I told it to adjust to the right, it just adjusted to the right, and I did not lose that straight line right there. So I teach my students always tell a roof which side to adjust, because if you just type in a number, here, I'll do it again. I'm going to type in 25 right here. It's blue, right? I can change it. Again, doesn't know which way to go. Bam, it goes both ways. And going back to the first point, the reason that people like to try to click on the edge of a roof instead of clicking on the roof name is because they got into that habit when doing interiors. When doing interiors, people get into the habit of clicking on the wall that they want to move. And honestly, I'll do that myself sometimes. But I personally like to click on the roof name because then I get all the handles. And that can be helpful when, for example, let's say that you've got a window in the middle of a wall. Okay? That you'll notice if I click on the wall, see how the handle just moved over to the right a hair? Because that's the wall handle. But if I click on the window, it goes back to the left a little bit here. I'm going to move it to accentuate it a little bit. See right there, this is the wall handle. This is the window handle. Well, if it's close and you click on the wrong thing, now you've got the wrong handle and you've got to go click on the wall. But if you click on the room name, you will always get the wall handle. So if the window is centered on the wall and one handle is on top of the other, if you click on the window, you'll get the window handle. If you click on the room name, you get the wall handles, no matter what's there. So you're not ending up double clicking or triple clicking trying to get the right handle. So I've kind of gotten in the habit. I like clicking on the room name. That gives me all the wall handles, and then I can just move whichever one I want. So I think we're going to end this video here. If you enjoy this video and you'd like to get some good formal training, learning Xactimate the way it was meant to be learned, you can go to my website and sign up for either our virtual class. We only have one in-person class right now. That's for it. It's an enhanced class that teaches level 1, level 2, and also mobile training. It's a 6-day course. And we also have self-paced training. Our self-paced training is the most affordable way to get good quality Xactimate training and to learn Xactimate. It's essentially the class. I just pretended like there was a class in front of me, and I taught the class the way I normally do. So it is exactly like the class. And if you watch my videos, you can tell that I teach so that everyone can understand it. I make no assumptions that you know something. I just show you step by step how to learn. And when you sign up for the self-paced training, you get access to those videos for 1 year. You can watch it as many times as you want. You can rewind, fast forward, pause. So if you don't get good with my self-paced training videos, you just didn't try. So if you're interested, just go to my website, www.crestllc.com. and click on the self-paced training tab, which is a drop-down menu right under the class schedules training options. You can see it right there. If I hover over the class schedule training options, self-paced training, there you go. And it'll show you all our courses. And we have quite a few of them. We even have specialized courses for roofers, interiors, so that you can select and pick the one that's best for you. So if you're brand new to Xactimate, you're going to learn a ton at a very affordable price. And if you're an experienced adjuster, contractor, public adjuster, staff adjuster, independent adjuster, even if you just learn a couple of things at that price, it's well worth it because it's going to speed you up and you're going to go through more claims quicker and make you more efficient. So invest in yourself, and hopefully we'll see you in class, or hopefully you'll enjoy the self-paced training. So we will see you at the next video. Well, that's the end of the video. If you like this video, give it the old thumbs up. I think it's down here somewhere. Or even better, subscribe so that you get to see any of the future videos that I post on here. Have a great day. We'll see you at the next video.